Similar Podcast.
Cheer. Ali Similar Podcast, episode number 28. We are back. I am Rello, and to the right of me I have
DJ Hypa. I'm here. What up?
DJ Dane-Ja, what's up?
It's Darren.
Joan.
Ease.
Yes. Feels good to be back. Sorry for the pause, but that's how life goes. But we back here, Ali Similar Podcast. I know we had a lot of things going on for our weekends and our weeks. So you guys can, tell the people how your week been, how your weekend's been, if anything spectacular happened, et cetera, et cetera.
I think the man of the hour gonna be Darren.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. I forgot. Yeah.
Man of the hour.
Yeah, you
right
first,
now.
bro.
Facts.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so my week was very eventful.
Uh-huh.
I went to China.
Ni hao.
Ni hao. And that was amazing. It was just it's like just a change of scenery, just the whole culture change. It was just, to me, that's like,
Time change.
yeah, it's like 12 hours ahead, and my whole body was still on New York time, so I'm waking up. I'm like, oh, the game is on. I wake up at like 9 a.m. The game is on. I'm like, oh, it's lit.
So
And
9 a.m. out there is
it's 12 hours behind, which is 9 p.m.
it's
the
9
day
p.m.
before.
here.
okay.
The day before, so
Okay, bet.
they 12 hours ahead. So that was crazy. I went to the Great Wall of China. That was on my bucket list, and
Yeah, I
that was just breathtaking.
Yeah, how
the
much
whole
pictures
view.
you took, bro? Your camera roll shit.
Nah, I did video too. I did a vlog, so I'm editing that right now.
Nice,
So
nice,
That's gonna be
nice.
dope. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
I'm gonna put
Fire.
like the trailer or just like the little snippet of it probably tomorrow or the day after, and then I'm gonna do the whole video. I don't know how long I'm gonna make it be because I got a lot of footage. I went to like this ancient city. Like I literally had to take a cab dolly just to, just go sightsee or whatever. So that was cool. I went to this ancient city. It was just mad like ancient structured buildings, and it was dope. And they had a couple plays, and it was I had amazing. It was just amazing experience, and that's the type of thing I'm into now. That
So how was the communication situation like?
the communication was perfect with Google Translate.
Word.
Shit.
So how were you
Clutch.
doing it? Like you was speaking to somebody, they would say something, you'd be like, hold on, wait. Let me.
If they was, most people are smart enough, but if some people would just keep talking and like, yo, bro, wait till I press the button so I can understand what the hell you're saying. But me, I really don't care what they say. I just make sure I know what I want to say and then translate it and then make them either hear it or read it, and then they'll just give me whatever I ask for. So
Technology came a long way.
That's
man.
a
That's a fact. Man.
That's
and
fucking fire.
the thing without the crazy thing without there nobody carry cash. Like everything's with your phone. They got some called WeChat and Alipay.
They speak about that all the time. When it comes to like technology and advancement, we're behind. Americans are behind.
Yeah,
it's
like,
as you can see, we're clearly going into that direction of like paperless, like transactions without.
yeah, we're doing it. We're
physical
doing
money.
it slowly because we got like Apple Pay or whatever, and a lot of people don't even like using it because
I hate
like,
Apple Pay. I ain't gonna lie.
well, I guess you're one of them.
I hate
I feel
that
like
shit.
people think it's like some conspiracy and your cards or whatever, but you're literally, I tried to do it, but I had American American cards.
No, I'm one that think it's a conspiracy. I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Word.
I feel like, yeah.
Yeah, so I couldn't use it because I had like American cards. You gotta have like a Chinese card or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just watching everybody else use it, and basically you buy something and whatever you're buying is a barcode, and you just go boop. You just freaking scan the barcode. It comes directly out your account.
That's what's up.
And even with traveling, I had to download an app called Didi, which is like a Uber or whatever. Like, I still got it on my phone. So and that's how I was getting around. Like I was just calling the Didi. They pull up. It got the license plate number, so I just hop in the car, and I don't say a word. They just know where I'm going. So
When you went there, did your phone like the language? Did it automatically sync to like Chinese?
well, as soon as
I know you have the option to do that, but like
hell
did it,
no. As soon as I got off the plane, I bought a SIM card from the people, and then I made them. Some of them speak English, some of them don't. So I made them install a VPN on my phone, which is something that blocks your it basically blocks where you are, so you could use, because the government out there is real. They don't let you use Facebook, they don't let you use Instagram, they don't let you use no social media. And the only way you could use it is if you have a VPN on your phone.
Wait, repeat that again. So how are they gonna know you're using it? I know there's a way, but
No,
like
that's what I
if you
said.
get caught, you're gonna get arrested or some shit.
I don't know what happens if
Ain't
you do
it
get
communist?
It's
Yeah,
a
It's a
communist,
communist,
yeah.
yeah.
So they control
The
the
government control
internet.
everything,
They
yeah.
control the internet. So you can't use the internet in that way, I guess. So no social media or whatever. So everybody there has VPN, so that blocks from the government knowing what you're surfing.
How did you manage that?
You bought the VPN?
I didn't buy it. I was only there for 8 days, and like I said, as soon as I got off the plane, I bought the SIM card, and I made the lady. I was like, "Yo, put the VPN on my phone for me." And she did it. She was like, "How long you out here for?" I was like, 8 days. She was like, "Oh, okay. This is a 7-day free trial." So I was like, "That's fine. I'm gonna be here." So
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, like, as far as the lifestyle, like the food.
the food for me, as far as the food, first couple times I was eating, I like whatever I ordered.
I know you're not gonna eat like what
Nah,
eat out here.
Like the stuff that I was comfortable eating was like the dumplings or whatever, because I like that when I go to other.
I know
like,
you was chopstick out, right?
Yeah,
everything with chopstick.
But after a while, stuff that I was eating, I was like, I'll eat it, and I'm like, I don't really like it. So now I'm like, fuck that, I'm going to KFC. So I just said, last couple of days I was like, I'm eating KFC because I do not know what to order, and the stuff that I am ordering I kind of don't like. So I was like, I don't want to be buying food that I'm not really into.
So is the KFC the same as ours?
KFC everywhere besides United
Everywhere,
States is
bro.
better.
Everywhere besides U.S.
Everywhere
is better than
better
US.
than the U.S. Everywhere, literally.
I hear
But the-
Trinidad KFC is like,
Yo, son, yeah.
That's the Jamaican KFC is the same
see?
way. Freaking
Why
What
you be
the
telling me the KFC?
Wow, that's crazy.
And the
Yeah.
people, they love black people, in the sense of a lot of them never seen black people. in
I
their
was
life.
I was telling you, like, I looked at one of his IG posts, and it was giving him that look like they never saw a black person
Yeah.
before. They was like,
Like
Yeah,
he famous.
When I went to the ancient
yo,
city,
I can't believe I'm seeing the nigga right now. That ass gave you that.
yeah, I hope they wasn't saying that. But
Probably was.
when I went to the ancient city, the first dude, he walked up to me and he already had it translated on his phone. He was like, he made me look at his phone. He's like, can we take a picture together? I was like, all right, whatever. And then that was the first dude. So I was like, all right, it's cool. Then the next person came and I was like, okay. Then the next person
they
came.
probably thought you was
Then there was a group of 6 people like, can we all take a picture with you? And I was
Probably
just
thought
like,
you was famous, bro.
no, not even. It's
combination
black.
of both.
It's just
Both.
the black thing.
It's either or both.
I think it's just the black thing. Like one lady, she literally grabbed my arm. Like by this time, I'm hot, so I took my jacket off, and one lady came up to me and grabbed my arm. Like it felt real. Like I wanted to feel your body type of thing. So I'm like, all right. She was like, can you like take a picture with me?
Flex on him.
So I'm like, all right, whatever. Like after a while, it was awkward. Now I was like, yeah, everybody.
You felt like a prop.
Yeah, or like a piece of meat or something like that. But it was after like me. I try not to think negatively. Like do y'all think more so like this nigga or?
Nah, I don't think they thought like that.
I try not to think like
It's
that.
what you said. They probably there's not a lot of black people that go over their period, bro.
Yeah, like I'll be honest with you. The whole trip, I probably saw 20 black people. The whole trip, and I went from. I landed in Shanghai. I was in Shanghai for a day. Then we took the train all the way to Beijing. I was in Beijing for a day. Then took a train back to the spot called Wuxi. And I was in Wuxi for the rest of the time. And mind you, I'm talking about on a train, at the Great Wall of China, at all the little tourist attractions that I'm at. For the whole time I was out there, and I was out there for 8 days. So 20 black people. And I'm talking about 5 one day, 5 the next day. And it's all just Chinese people.
Probably the same group.
Yeah, right. Like,
No surprise there.
but you know how that's one thing. The funny thing is, you know how it's like an unwritten code how black people have like especially when you're in an area where there's no black people. You see a black person walking by, y'all catch eye contact, and it's like, what's good, bro?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You looking
What
like
up, bro?
you good?
yeah. Like, it was good, bro.
Or I see you out here. You see it out here
That's
with
what
me.
it is. Like,
Out here.
I see you out
Know what I
here.
mean?
Felt
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
refreshing to you then in that case.
Oh yeah, because I saw a dude that looked like my age. He was a young dude, and he's dressed like fashionable. And that's the first thing. What's good, boss? Yeah, what's up, bro? And then you just keep walking. So
Know what
that's
time
the funny
it is.
thing. It's like a black person's unwritten code. It's like we got that vibe that with each other.
That's good. That's
Nah,
good.
I definitely just wanted to say, man, like I told you earlier, I definitely commend you on that because I know you're into travel. And, just by me seeing, like the pictures and stuff like that. And I felt like stuff like this should really motivate everyone, like to travel.
I'm definitely into that.
like,
And I got the opportunity, and it was like,
for you to like be able to open your mind because, you being in New York, you know what New York life is about.
Yeah.
But being able to travel and get to see what other people, other culture, other ethnicity. So like for me, like I'm just saying that really opened up my eyes. Like, yo, there's a lot of places where you could really like try to travel and go and just visit. So I
They
just
say that's how you
props to
really
you for that,
fulfill
man.
your life, like
Facts.
the experience and travel and see places. Like it'll open your eyes to a lot of
Yeah,
things.
that happened. First time I went to Paris, I'm like, oh, this is dope.
Yeah,
Like
facts.
after that, I went again, and then like I went to Bahrain because my brother he's in the Navy. He was stationed out there, and it's just like experiencing Muslim culture. Like it's all different, but people won't want to experience Muslim culture because of the
Stereotype.
the stereotype they have with like bombing and all that stuff like that. So like to me, the French culture everywhere else. Like my mom's, I traveled a lot when I was younger because my mom's is British. So that kind of helped me a lot, at least traveling out there. Because most people I know, they really just go to tropical islands and stuff like that, and that's amazing just for the weather. But sometimes I don't mind. I'd rather go somewhere where I don't know that I've never been here. I've never dealt with this type of culture, and you just understand it. And it's to me, it's just it's eye opening.
Well, I guess we can't top that story. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked for that long. So
No, that's cool.
I
That's
mean,
cool.
you was gonna win.
I was going to tell niggas I don't need to hear about nobody else.
Facts.
I went to Manhattan. No, let me stop.
Dead ass, nigga.
yeah, my weekend was good. I DJ'd and you know what I mean.
I actually didn't, but that's a whole nother story.
Oh yeah.
But we definitely gonna hop into this, which is the election day, which is today. So first I wanna ask you guys, did anybody here vote?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Right on my cup.
I voted.
You see that? I voted.
Everybody
Danger.
voted for me in spirit.
Yeah. I ain't vote today, so it's
I know I'm gonna get, but no, I ain't vote. But I don't get whatever.
it's like taboo sometimes
it's-
to admit that you
I'm
didn't
sure
vote.
people, you ain't the only one, bro.
I'm pretty sure you ain't the only one.
You voted,
That
Ralph?
fucking sticker.
Nah, I didn't vote.
There you
I
go.
said that. I said
We
Ralph,
gave you the
like,
benefit of the doubt,
it's
bro. We like,
303.
yo, this nigga
Ain't gonna
probably.
lie. I thought you voted.
I actually
Nah, I
thought,
didn't
not
vote.
gonna lie, I really thought
I
you'd
was
be
on
the
the
Two
clock.
people, they
first
gave
one.
you the disappointed eyes right now. So they're like,
It's
yo,
303
God.
right now.
Yeah.
Three people voted.
Oh, so
Okay.
me, you,
And June.
and June.
Yeah.
June.
Yo, June.
Funny, that's hilarious.
Yo, June, get out your phone, bro.
That's hilarious. That was
That's what
hilarious.
you get, nigga.
Nah,
That's
that's
what you get.
you know what it is? I feel like when it comes to like politics, right? It's also something like you feel. It's like how you feel about like Migos.
Nah, don't get me. Don't get.
I'm
it
not into
twisted.
that. Yo,
Don't get me
Well,
twisted.
yo, what's
I
the
don't
favorite
trust
line?
He's
poli-
not invested.
I'm not invested.
I don't trust politicians though.
No, I ain't saying you trust them. I
not
just
a-
thought you was just like.
Nah,
I'm
I
good
mean,
on that.
I could, but at the end of the day, that would be, you know what I mean? I can't do that.
I'm just straight up wrong. I ain't vote. I put my work over a thing. I just super busy, a little laziness.
I'm on. It's a combination of me, of what Junior said about, not trusting politics and being lazy. So I don't want to give too much detail on why I didn't vote because it's gonna sound discouraging and it might not sound. I don't want to redirect anybody's
Nah, I feel
decision.
you.
So
I feel you. I respect that.
I ain't do it.
But
Everybody else did it
Bro,
for me.
I ain't gonna lie.
Thanks a lot.
I did it because number one, this is my first time ever voting in the midterms. I never did that before.
Trust me, it's a first for a
And,
lot of people.
Me too.
I feel like this is more important because it affect me instantly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like the presidential election. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit more like close to home. I would feel the effects of this, like Supreme Court judge, or you know what I'm saying,
Governor.
our mayor, our governor. All of that is going to really impact me a lot. So I was like, all right, I'll do that. But they try to make it so difficult today.
Really?
Bro, I checked last week to make sure everything is good, my location and everything. And then I'm like, all right, cool. I go today. There's a note on the school where I'm supposed to vote at saying, oh, it's not here. It's at another school. So I walk 4 blocks and 3 avenues over.
3 avenues.
And then I get there and they're like, oh, no, it's actually here at this church where you're supposed to go. So I'm like, oh, now I got to walk all the way back over here. Yo, I was so mad, but I'm like, yo, they really trying to discourage. See, that's why I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm like, oh, they just trying to make it difficult so I could just be like, I ain't voting.
God just wanted you to walk, bro.
See what I'm saying?
So for those of you that did, you voted too, right? Haven't
Yeah, I
you said?
voted, yeah.
All right. So for those of you who did vote, what made you go out and vote? I know everybody has their different reasons. I know you talked about a little bit hitting more direct to home for you. You feel like this is more of a grassroots vote. But for you, other two you
Well,
guys that
for
vote.
me, I feel like for the most part, most of the people that vote, well, I'm assuming I could speak for June and Ease. We probably voted for the Democratic Party.
It's not true.
Sector.
I just feel like
He's look like a Republican.
I'm not. Hey, first of all, I'm the only one with a blue hat. They got on red, so I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
Trying to make America great again. Okay.
Now, I'm not into politics and stuff like that, but I feel like for me, to be able to bring more Democrats into Congress to kind of reduce some of the things that we probably don't even support and what's going on right now. And like Ease just said, for me, it's the first time I actually voted like during midterm election. And I feel at this point by us, I mean, I voted for Obama, but I think this one to me was a bit more what's the word I'm looking for? More deep, I guess, because of what's going on right now. And, of course, I got my mom's. My mom's is not a U.S. citizen, so there's a lot of things right now. I don't really want to kind of get into it, but there's a lot of things right now concerning, citizenship status and people getting healthcare coverage. So this is
motivated you,
right.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like that's the reason why I vote, to be honest, because there was a couple of noise that was going around at the job, and it really started like really ringing bells at the job. So. Like, it really took an impact on me. I was like, nah, I have to go out and vote. So
what it sound like? It sound like you educated yourself.
Absolutely.
And before it was more of like an emotional vote. Because with me, when Obama got elected, I didn't vote. I voted though.
That's the last time I voted.
That's the last time I voted too.
I didn't even vote. I voted when it was against Hillary and this dude, and then I was like, no, shit is getting real. I got to do something. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
So
who'd you pick?
You're not supposed to say that.
Well, according to my account, it's I just play. I voted for Bernie though. Neither one of them. Yeah, I wrote him in.
So June, what made you vote?
Me, technically, really, I say my mom's, and I don't know. I just felt like it's a privilege to have. A privilege to have that choice to vote and everything. So I figured I'd do it. And besides that, I didn't want to become a hypocrite. You know what I mean? People always talk about they want change and stuff like that, but never choose to vote or whatever like that. So I feel like you can't talk about it if you ain't be about it. So that's how I look at it.
That's your perspective.
And in reality, I don't know. I don't look at it like I don't really trust politicians and everything. Like I don't feel like stuff like that really like affects me immediately. Like I don't have no immediate effect on me. I don't know. I just feel like all that shit that politicians say. They only say that shit like just to be in office, but after in office, it's like
a whole different
one ear out the other. So I don't feel like me doing that is really gonna make a change or a difference. But that's just my opinion. You know what I mean?
Nah, because I was gonna actually add up to what you just said. Because I remember you and I was having a conversation, and you brought up the electoral college. Ultimately, the it's about their votes.
Yeah.
But it's like, if that's the case, then why would they emphasize for people to go out to vote if the electoral college votes is
because
the midterm allows you to put the people who are on the electoral college
like they're speaking for you.
So the people you nominated today or you voted for today, they become the electoral college.
Okay.
So if you don't do the midterms and then just stay Republican, you're never going to win the electoral. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much.
There won't be any change, possibly. Right.
So to kind of piggyback off of what Hypa said, especially now, I see this a lot more than I saw before. In the black community, a lot of the black communities, basically saying that voting for the Democrat right away is something that we shouldn't do anymore. Just feeling like over the years, the Democratic Party really hasn't done anything for the urban community, and I think. A lot of the times it's like something that was like brainwashed down. Like me when I was growing up, you know what I'm saying? Republican was never a thought. Like I didn't even go to try to find out what Republicans represented just because it was just always my mom voted Democrat. Everybody I was around was just Democrat. Democrat was the representative of the urban community. And, now you get a little bit more woke, even though I don't like using that word, but you get a little bit more woke. I think Donald Trump coming into office actually woke up everybody.
Absolutely.
But so a lot of the black community is basically saying, don't just jump into voting Democrat. I see a lot of people like basically just preaching against. So this dude on Facebook, he was just like basically preaching against Democrats, like don't vote
my
for them.
man's a Republican.
I already know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
They don't.
We all talk about the same person. My man's a Republican, so
They don't do anything. But I mean, how do you guys feel about the Democratic?
He's right, because
Party?
you know what it is. Because you got to think about it when they go on their little like tours and shit like that to go to from state to state. I feel like they don't go to the urban communities anymore because they think that's that vote is already a given. So they feel like, you know what, the black community or certain inner city communities, we got their vote already, so we don't have to go through there to let them see our face and show them that we care. Like they look at it as a given because they're not gonna vote Republican, so they already got the Democratic vote. But it's our vote, so it's our choice so we have to make them like conscious about, you have to come here, do what we want to, you know what I mean? One hand washes the other, which in reality isn't true, but I feel like we should basically let them know that we're not just gonna vote for you just because you're a Democrat. We gotta know what you're about.
I feel like when we was younger, they used to villainize like Republicans, like even though some of them might have been right.
It's still the same way.
It's still the same way.
It's still, yeah, but it's just like I feel like when we was younger, just like Rel said, like everybody I know around me that was voting, they was voting Democrat just because it was just an automatic thing. So it's like you inherit that thinking.
I actually think that's a new thing. Actually,
What?
I think like that mindset of being only like black people and Democratic is a new thing.
No, that's
out here,
been,
at least?
even when I was young, that was always like, all right, you black, you gotta be a Democrat. You gotta be.
Go ahead. I want to hear what you're saying.
go ahead.
You black.
They say you black. It's automatic. You're a Democrat. That was it. From since the 90s.
What I mean is you said the 90s. That's pretty new.
90s is new. That's 30
I'm
years
saying
ago.
that's not a lot of like that's not a generational thing. So what I'm saying is like people like Martin Luther King. He was a Republican, and people followed him. Everybody, black people wasn't just Democratic for mad years. This is something new, and that came about after the Reagan era. You know what I'm saying? So it's a new policy that people got brainwashed into.
I was going to say Bill Clinton era, but Reagan was before. So, I mean, you probably know more than me, but I really thought the peak of that was maybe...
Bill Clinton was a Democrat, right?
He's a Dem.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like
JFK
that's the reason why people stopped liking Republicans is because of Reagan.
Was JFK what was JFK, Republican or Democrat?
He was Democrat.
Democrat too.
Democrat,
Yeah,
right?
he was a Democrat.
So that's why I'm saying, like, I ain't know. Why would you say Martin Luther was a Republican?
That's his party. That was his party of choice. That's what just because he like was cool with him, he didn't.
No, I know, but what I'm trying to think,
because
think
they
about
was
at that time,
basically saying
the
like black
70s,
people,
right?
black. It was the 60s.
Yeah, 60s. So I'm trying to think, like, who would he like? I don't know.
Who was he against? Or
not who it was against. Like, what made him become like a Republican?
I guess the idea, like the idea of capitalism or whatever the case may be, because he was about empowering his people. He wasn't really about like.
No, I understand that, but I'm just trying to think like.
What was the mindset for him wanting to be?
Yeah, kind of.
yeah, that's a good question.
I have no idea, but I know he was a Republican, and I feel like
But I just feel like with the people that was running at that time, I didn't see him really getting coexisting with at that moment. Like JFK was one of the people I feel like he was
He was the last of the real niggas.
Yeah, I guess pretty much. I don't know.
It's a hard way to say it, but
Pause, but I think you got to move the mic over a little bit, Joe.
Me?
Thank
Yeah,
you.
okay.
Oh, Lord.
I can hear you now. You good now. You good now.
Y'all made me forget my point, man.
No, you were
Damn,
saying how it's
son.
not new, so we just
you
wanted
said
to
Reagan
find
era.
out.
You saying Reagan era?
Oh yeah. So like during that time with trickle down economics and all that stuff, black people really like didn't trust Republicans after that. And then after that, we got who? George Bush Sr. So then after that, it was like, damn, these
You
Republicans.
kind of skipped. Was Jimmy Carter?
Jimmy Carter, what year?
You said after Reagan, we got Bush. You
But
said.
I'm saying like as far as Republicans, we just kept getting bad and
Oh,
bad.
okay,
Like it
okay,
got
okay,
worse
I got
and
what you're
worse.
saying.
So like then that whole attack on the World Trade Center happened. So like people just stopped trusting
Talking about the first
Republicans. Yeah,
Yeah,
in
when they ran the
93,
truck in.
91
Oh,
or
when they
something
tried
like that.
to
ran the trucking. Right?
bomb from
They
the
tried to
bottom.
blow it up. Yeah.
Mm.
So like I think that's where it really started at. But initially, black people, there was always black Republicans. you know what I'm saying?
Something just crossed my mind real quick, not to cut you off.
Mhm.
The time with the Pentagon Well, who was the president at the time?
You talking
Bush.
about what thing with Pentagon?
Bush.
What are you talking about?
The Pentagon when they was
That was
bombed.
the same day as
That was
that
same,
happened
same,
at the
same
same
as
time.
9/11.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah, it was the same
Yeah.
time.
Okay,
We're talking about the 9/11 thing.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
It just crossed my mind. just
Nah, a
now.
lot of people don't know all that happened in the same day.
See,
Yeah, everybody,
A lot of
everybody
people
was
don't
also
know.
focused
They
on the
think
Twin
it was
Towers.
separate.
Yeah, bro.
People think it's
Not-
separate.
Not a lot of people know about that.
Damn,
It was
that's-
like 4 attacks in one day.
Yeah.
And some
I
people
find that-
be
I
like,
find that
Twin
crazy.
Towers is like the
Yeah,
most.
nah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I find
but
that
the
sad.
remember that
Pentagon
shit
got
too.
hit
You really
too.
know that?
No, some people don't know, bro.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah.
Nigga, it was all over the news. Like, yo,
Nah, but the Twin
aside
Towers,
from the towers, over here got hit too.
but see, nobody
I think
cared
nobody
because it was New
cared.
York.
Towers, I think the Towers was first, then the Pentagon was
Yeah,
after.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think because of how big, how many people died and
Right.
off of the towers, that took the news. Like everybody
Yeah,
knew about
everything,
that.
yeah.
So that was a worldwide thing. Everybody knew about. I
Yeah.
remember.
Yo, have you ever been to the World Trade lately?
No,
Never.
You ever been
Yeah,
by
I've
the
been there.
memorial?
I've been there.
Yo,
I've been
just-
around there. I've
just
never been in there.
Not to bring the vibes down,
like
but just
over there.
looking at those names and the waterfall, shit is wild sad, son. It's
Yeah.
wild sad,
never
bro.
been there ever since, bro. Believe it or not.
When I went to go my little photo shoot with
Yeah.
the
In June?
yeah, saw that
Yeah,
shit.
man. One-sided on everything.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
some
that's
things
that.
I want a Republican to
Them
be
to do.
in charge of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
like what?
Tax breaks.
Yeah, they want
Yeah,
they're for
but-
those.
Tax breaks. I look at it as they in a different tax bracket sometimes. So it's like,
No, but like they also are like, well, we're not going to keep paying for people who are lazy, which I agree with. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
they want to they want to
Like-
get rid of like welfare and all
well,
that.
I
kind of thing.
I ain't saying
I'm
to
just
do
saying
that.
that's something that
but
they
that's
do
the,
though.
That's the thought they have as one
yeah.
percenters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't go
So-
that far. I ain't that extreme with it. I'm
But,
just
I mean,
saying,
that's
like,
what I'm
Yeah,
just
that's
saying.
the- I
That's
think
that's the
lazy
mindset.
they talking about.
Yeah, that's the mindset like Republicans has. Because 9 times out of 10, a lot of these Republicans are really rich. So it's like they're not thinking.
the
For,
Democrats are rich too, bro.
I'm not saying they're not, but I'm just saying Republicans are known to be rich.
That's what I was gonna say. Like for me, like I don't know if Rel could probably agree or June agree, but in my mind, I always felt Republicans is gonna try to keep Republicans to be richer, and the Democrat is to help the people, the minority.
I think it's a bit of a false narrative. I just think
No, I
they're
don't think so.
the Republic. I feel like the Republican. This is just my point of view. I feel like the Republican mind state is more of a financial mind state.
Yeah.
That's their forefront. They want a better economy. They want
Yeah.
more. Like that's their goals.
There's their motive,
and then the
yeah.
Democrat Party, some of them, not all of them, is more for coming for the people.
You know,
as
I see that as a false narrative because you got to think about
that's just
campaigning.
me. I'm not saying that's what it is.
I'm just saying because you got to think about campaigning. Campaigning. What do you do when you campaign? You raise funds. You
Yeah,
do
definitely.
you do fundraisers and everything like that. And that's hence why I said Republicans are known to be rich because they like who usually backs Republicans. Usually a lot of rich people. So they don't really like their fundraisers. They usually make way more than the Democrats do. I don't know if you realize that.
I don't know because
I just
Goldman
think their
Sachs
mindset
is
is-
who was supporting Hillary, and you know. What
No,
I'm
no,
saying?
no. I'm not saying like there's no Democrats that make money. Like there's no millionaires or people that backs Democrats, that the rich people that backs Democrats. But I'm just saying it's easier to find like when especially going like when they go on campaign touring and all that type of stuff, when they do fundraisers, Republicans are
just
usually
'cause-
backed by
But it
millionaires.
goes back to Rel's
That's
point.
just
Their
because of what the
expertise.
Republicans are, putting out there to the people. They want tax breaks. So if
Yeah,
the
that's
Democrats
what I'm
were
saying.
saying that, then the rich
that's-
people
that-
will be
but
with
that'd
the
be lit,
Democrats.
but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The
Democratic
Republicans-
people are saying things like, "All right, look, we need to take money from these rich people and give it to these people." So of course, like if you a Republican and you hear that type of shit,
But
you
that's
like,
why I'm
nah.
saying. But that's why I'm saying it's easier for Republicans to be backed by millionaires.
But I'm just
Yes,
saying
because of
that
what
that
they are
factors to
preaching.
any tax bracket though. Like if you make 60,000,
Yeah, but
and they
millionaire,
say
the millionaire is looking for breaks for the millionaire. He's not
Yes.
looking for breaks for the regular inner city person or the well-to-do family. You get what I'm saying?
Yes,
He's not looking. He's not like.
Democrats got the stigma of, all right, let's take from the people that have a lot to make us be level with everybody.
Yeah, but you got. It's just like this.
So it's a
Okay.
stigma on both
Okay,
ends.
yeah, I kind of, but you gotta look at it this way too. If say we got two parties, right? One party has the white people, right? What do you think the other party's gonna do? who you think he's gonna try to get people to vote for him?
The white people, because they the majority.
No, you're not hearing what I'm saying. If this side knows he got this group already, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who this side is gonna go for? This
The
side's gonna
opposite
go
group.
for the opposite
Yeah, it's
group.
gonna go for the opposite
So that's
group.
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So that's.
But within
I don't
those
see
groups-
how you
but-
don't get what I'm
No,
saying.
I get what you're saying,
What?
but I'm just saying, like, either way, it's like a lose-lose. For
Yeah.
like, if you take the other group, they don't have enough money to do much. So
Yeah, but I'm just saying. But it's in numbers though. It's not just you're not just aiming for black people. You're aiming for all type of minorities. You aiming for people that's old. You aiming for different type of age groups. You different. You know what I mean? It's different
But
ways.
sad to say, the majority of those groups come down to finance. There's a
Yeah.
lot of black people that don't have money. There's a lot of Spanish people that are in the gutter that don't have money.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of white rich people.
Yeah, but
so
just making my
they
point though. That's what I'm saying. Like usually Republicans is easily funded than and when they go do fundraisers and when they go on the campaign trail, it's easier for them to make their mark than
oh,
Democrats.
yeah, definitely, because
So, that's
rich
what I'm saying.
want to chill with rich and poor's
Yeah, and then
sadly chose the
But
poor.
see, I just feel like, honestly, bro, I don't have a problem with that narrative. I have a problem with it when you start fucking with people's lives now. Like,
mean?
I don't think you should just take away programs and opportunities for people that help people, like welfare or free health care or stuff like that.
But going back,
But-
going back to what you said, if say you on a campaign trail and you want me to be one of your to donate to you or whatever, if I'm a rich person, you got to do something for me.
Yeah,
And obviously-
I'll be lenient with the taxes on
Okay,
people
right?
that make over 600.
Yeah, and what will be my pet peeve? What will be my pet peeve?
What would be your pet
Me
peeve?
giving money for people that I feel that's just sitting on their ass not doing nothing.
But you'll be more likely to do that and not care about it if you're getting a tax break.
I don't see rich people like that. Rich people
So-
want more money.
Let me
Facts.
But that's what I'm saying. You're getting more money. But if I be like,
It
all
doesn't
right,
matter.
I'll
I
give you a
want
tax break.
I want every single dollar. I don't want nobody using my dollar to do nothing.
Nah, they aware.
That's how they look at
it.
it.
Don't work like that
But I'm
because
just saying. But that's
I
how
think that's their mindset.
that's
East.
their mindset.
So let me play devil's advocate here. If
Advocate.
advocate, sorry, here. So you could say what you said about, you know, Republicans and what they trying to take away from when it comes to programs and stuff like that and welfare and stuff like that. But then what do you say to, let's just say two people are growing up. Granted, you want to say that I'm privileged or I'm not privileged, whatever you want to put behind it. Let's just say I'm a white man, I'm growing up, I make my money, I worked hard to make my money. I'm not saying he didn't or he did, whatever the case may be. I'm just making a scenario. And then there's a black kid or you know, Spanish kid or whatever that's coming up. And now, since I didn't succeed or I didn't make it or whatever the case may be, now I want some of your money. And I want your money to come to help me now just
Yeah.
because, you know, maybe I didn't go out and work that hard to find a job or maybe I didn't, you know, complete my education. Whatever choices I made, is it fair for me to now say, you know what, since you got all the money and I don't have anything, you should give me some of your money to
Hell
help
no.
me. I mean, but that's how the rich and the Republicans
That's
can
how
look at it.
taxes work.
You know what
no,
I'm saying?
I understand that's how it works, but also you got to realize that when it comes down to stuff like that, you have a bunch of people that are Republican that are broke too. Like there's a lot of poor white
sure.
people that are Republican. bro.
Exactly. Understand you need my money. So since you need my money, I'm gonna make sure you take care of me first. You get what I'm saying?
What are you talking?
No,
What? No, I didn't get that.
No.
Like basically, you
He
said
did, no,
say-
he
say he's a
specifically
broke-
just said this.
say-
this
say
broke,
he's-
poor.
Yeah, say he's a broke
Republican.
Republican, right? And he goes on a campaign trail and he needs funding. He needs funding.
No, he's
for his
talking about
campaign.
people that's voting are broke Republicans.
Yeah.
He's not talking
Well,
about the actual.
Yeah, I'm talking about the voters. There are poor white Republican
Voters.
voters, that's been Republicans for years and they're still broke. And like I don't think it really boils down to like
But what's the percentage of that?
what's the percentage of what?
Broke Republicans.
There's a lot.
Oh, it's
Oh,
a
it's a
whole
lot.
bunch. You
It's a lot.
crazy?
Yo,
I wouldn't even think so.
A lot of them
That's a
people.
lot.
A lot of the freaking.
You see the mindset that we have though? That's crazy. Like,
South
but it's-
Dakota,
but it's-
North Dakota.
I've realized.
Ray, I'm
I've-
just keeping it a buck.
And that's
It's
one
a
thing I've
whole
realized
bunch.
traveling. One thing I've realized traveling. Our mind state be so stuck in one thing that we kind of we don't tend to just understand like, yo, it's different over here. or it's different. Like especially when we're in New York, just even traveling outside of New York, you'll see it. You'll be like, oh shit,
Bro, you could go to the Midwest. That's why I'm mentioning it, because Detroit, even though Detroit City is Democratic, the state of Michigan is Republican.
Gotcha.
And it's
There's a bunch of Republican broke trailer park trash. Like it's a lot of that out there, bro.
And they'll still vote
And they'll
Republican
still
just
vote
to go
Republican.
against, but they're mainly just to go
But-
against
You know what I'm
anything black. Or
But it goes back to who
If
funds.
they're not taking my
who
trailer
backs,
park,
yeah,
it's like
But
but who backs
that's
those?
the same thing we go
Who
through.
backs those? Who backs those Republicans though? Who funds their campaign trail?
big corporations.
Big corporations and millionaires.
Yeah.
Millionaires
Which
fund
is
both
Republicans,
sides.
right? No, based on what you just said, who's funding those broke Republicans?
Millionaires
rich
fund
Republicans.
both sides.
Rich
They
Republicans.
fund Democrats. They fund Republicans.
You got exactly. You got companies that's.
But
wing
what I'm
on
saying
both-
is, but what I'm saying,
both wings. Like
all right, but put it like this. To me, I feel like is this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're if the broke Republicans. To me, it don't matter about the votes. It's all about money. Because you can't really get a fair shot when it comes to political views. To me, this is just my opinion.
I heard it's
To-
like
to
who's
fit-
splitting the pie. Who's going?
Yeah, so it's like, yo, if this guy's over here is getting this is backing you, he getting all this money. As soon as you say something wrong, or if you say something's wrong or whatever like that, he's backing
pulling
out. So now you don't have his money to fund you. So guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna make that compromise to make sure he's back with you. So it's like,
So most of these back.
I just
people
hate
that's
the
backing
idea
them,
that Republicans are rich. That's all I was
it's
just
not,
trying to.
But it's not just that rich. It's just the backing of it. It's the backing of it to a point where
But
that's the reason I don't trust politicians, because obviously they only gonna work for the people who's funding them. They're not gonna.
That's a business though. At the end of the
But
day.
exactly. So that for like, but what about
There's
the
no
what about the
morality.
poor?
I'm-
What about the poor people that's voting and you telling people to vote?
There was never no morality in voting, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. This hence why I don't trust the system.
Yeah,
That's
I
all
don't
I'm
think
saying.
None of us trust
Everything's a
that
business.
shit.
Well, it goes back to what I was saying. That's the main point I was trying to make. Is like
Yeah,
I don't trust
there's
the
no
system
morality,
because
man.
the system is corrupted. Because anything that has money behind it is gonna be corruption.
See, like this, I'll be honest. Like this election, this midterm election, of course, I voted Democrat because of the state of my city. You know what I'm saying? Like not the state, like New York, but like the situation that we're going through right now.
Absolutely.
With the cops and everything like that. I know Democrats are a little lenient on police brutality. So like if this shit continue, cops is going to start being held accountable. So it makes sense for me to vote Democrat. But if I was somewhere like Florida and I was rich or whatever the case may be, I may have voted Republican. You know what I'm saying?
We don't share the same problems.
You know what I'm saying? It all depends on how it'll help me. You know what I'm
sure
saying?
about that
And
though?
that's how a lot of people look at it.
You sure about that? You feel like if there's more Democrats in the cabinet or whatever like that in office, you think like they will care about black people or stuff like that? You really think that?
I feel like certain things would be a lot more stricter as far as police brutality, or as far as
I think there'll be a slight
like
change.
A lot of
budgets for people that live in public housing.
Alright.
A lot of things is what they're campaigning on. Like obviously, they might be even selling you a lot, but if they're campaigning on the topics that you care about, obviously that's the direction that you're gonna vote more.
I
and
guess,
if it's
It's always about what lie you're gonna believe.
exactly.
Facts.
I guess, but that's what I'm saying. Hence, why I feel like it's full of shit. But I just feel like I'm thinking about it
rappers do
now.
it all the time.
I
It's
feel
all
like,
an act.
like just think about it now. Yeah, you're right. But I'm just saying, just think about it now. I want all of y'all to really think about it. When's the last time somebody was in office and you felt like shit just changed? Shit just changed drastically because that person was in office.
Trump.
Trump.
No,
What did he change?
He
Trump.
changed people's mind state, bro.
Okay,
It depends. Yo,
fuck
look,
the mind state.
it
He's
depends.
talking about actual change
It-
for living.
It depends on what you expect changes. Because I remember when Giuliani was mayor or whatever,
Uh-huh.
like not specifically changed for us.
He was
but
locking niggas up.
locking niggas up and everything.
Oh,
like,
that is a change.
Things
Reagan
change.
era, Reaganomics.
yeah,
What?
but things change
The
not
war
for
on
the
drugs.
good as far as like drugs and just
Yeah,
just
but
how police
is that
how
hold on,
police
hold
that wasn't that the stop and frisk era.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Reaganomics. I'm happy you brought that up. You think that's a bad time or a good time?
Bad.
It was a good time I'll tell you that. It was the greatest time for drug dealers.
It was bad, bro.
No, it was drug dealers was making a lot of money.
And that's the reason why a lot of niggas grew up without their dads.
No, I agree with you, but I'm just saying.
So fuck the money.
I'm just saying.
No, but at the end of the
drug
day,
dealers made a lot of money.
To answer your question, I think you have to go pretty far back to see presidents that actually made change. Like
Exactly.
That's
you
what
would
I'm
have
saying.
to go way back. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
It's
trying to
not-
think about. I don't really know that like any president that really made a difference. Like okay, like you say, Reagan war on drugs. He's the one who really stated that, and then his wife started the say no to drug shit.
Mm-hmm. This is your brain, and then she fried
Yeah.
Brain
it.
on drugs.
Oh yeah, but she's the one who did that. She just started the
Stupid
campaign
ass.
say no to drugs.
Oh, she dead, right?
Who started there?
I think it was them. Yeah, I think it was them because she started the say no to drug shit.
I know what you're talking about.
Remember that shit when I was young?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it
They
like?
had a deer shirt and all.
Everybody
that.
had.
Well, niggas now smoke weed with the deer shirt on.
Irony.
I remember that. Yeah, I think I saw that.
So besides the outside stuff that's been going on with Trump, do just kind of to piggyback of what you're kind of talking about, do you see any real, honestly, difference between the Obama era and the beginning and what may be the end for the Trump era? Do you see any
Nope.
difference?
No, I actually feel like Obama did such a good job that Trump's fuck ups
Trump
is
is
not
yeah.
it's not taking
Trump is just
effect
taking
yet
credit
because
for
Trump, Barack did so good that it spread to his presidency.
Yeah,
you
it's
know what I'm
funny.
saying?
Emerged
So
in-
like
yeah.
he's like fucking up, and it's like it ain't that bad because we still up.
It's not
because
even
of
just fucking
you
up.
know what I'm saying?
It's not even just fucking
Nah,
up.
he's
Which I don't
fucking
think
up,
is
bro.
that like what? Like what did he
I
fuck
see-
up?
No, he's fucking up the UN.
I see him
bro,
even-
he's trying to get us out of the UN.
And
Like
I remember, well, technically, I'm not gonna lie. I think him trying to get out the like the universal postal shit. I think that's actually smart. But I don't want to dive. I don't want to dive.
I see him like dead in the
I
whole.
think that's actually smart.
I see him dead in the whole Obamacare in it, repackaging it the same exact way.
That's
and then
exactly
calling
what
it
he's doing.
Trumpcare.
But that's exactly what he's doing.
that was
And
gonna
then-
happen either way.
And then he's taking credit talking about he's taking credit talking about unemployment has been on its lowest. I'm like, we've been seeing the percentage go down since the Obama administration. So it's so funny that he's taking credit of it now.
And you know what?
He's not
what-
the
what,
first to do that though.
He's
What?
not.
To
He's
take
really
credit
not.
for what the last.
Yeah, but I'm just
He's
saying
not.
like
Everything
he's-
takes time.
But I'm saying he points it out a lot. But I'm like, if you really pay attention, like it started going down and down and down, and not for nothing too. The reason we went through all this like this like somewhat depression, when the stock market crashed, is technically because of Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
It's because he was
It was the
giving
home
niggas,
loans.
he was giving niggas free houses and shit like that, and niggas was going crazy.
No, that's the problem. He wasn't giving it to niggas.
Well, no, I know he was giving it to everybody, but you know what it was? He was giving it, acting like he
You
was
get a
giving
house.
it to
You get a
them,
house. You get a
but
house. You get a house.
He was just
Everybody.
giving it to them with a loan, knowing that they, at the end of the
You
day,
ain't never gonna
by
pay
the
that
time
back.
he's
Not gonna be
by
able
the
to
time
pay
you
you
have to
back.
pay for it, he'll be out of office, and he knew that.
Yep.
So we got swindled.
Got him.
He got
Pretty much. That's why when people's like, oh, 93, 92 is the best times or whatever like that.
Nigga
or
took you
he
home
was
in
a
the
great
Bugatti,
president.
sent
I'm
you
like
home
in my
in the
head.
Uber.
Yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact. Like, he's the one who really started this shit.
So I know we talked a bit about. I want to add this one in just to ask you guys' opinion on it. With the whole Trump thing and the whole immigration thing, because I kind of gave it a chance to listen to it a little bit more. You know, there's so much stuff going on, and I got the CNN alert. So I wanted to like really try to understand what he was trying to do with the whole immigration laws. And honestly, the way he presented it was horrible and is crazy.
Very
It's horrible.
Kanye-ish.
But some things within it kind of make sense to me.
No, it was brilliant.
You know,
it was brilliant.
It kind of made sense to me. But the way he presented and packaged it, I think that's what turned people off right away. It just wasn't packaged the right way.
I don't even think he was thinking about packaging or nothing like that.
He didn't think about anything.
Yeah,
man.
like,
He just
honestly,
said shit.
yeah, no, it's not even just that. No, it was a brilliant move. Like you got his campaign manager or whatever, it was brilliant. He was like, "Yo, listen, you're not a politician, so this is how we're gonna win it. What do people like to do? People like to incite shit. And that's all people do. People like clickbait and people like to incite shit. So what do? Put people against people. So you don't, while everybody's talking about policies and all that shit, now we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna talk about this and that, and then we're gonna get them riled up. The majority is really gonna be on our side, and the minority, they'll figure it out. So he knew to win he had to split it. He had to get a split.
Yeah,
so that's what he did. Because if you think about it, and I've been saying this since the beginning, he never stood on a podium or anything or ever talked about policies or anything. He only talked about like shit that was insightful to other people. Like he's talking like derogatory shit. He talked about stuff like this was like the first like presidential thing election that actually had nothing to do with politics. This was straight TMZ.
Well, yeah, you knew that was going to happen.
That was only on his part. That was only on Trump's part.
Yeah, everybody else was dead ass.
Well, but I'm just saying, even
he was the only one that
but it was full of scandals though. Like we got the whole with him with the
everything
Russia.
Trump. That was everything.
He caused all of that.
What about the
scandal.
emails with Hillary?
Yeah.
He started
Trump
that.
brought
He
that
brought that up.
So Trump incited all the
Yeah, he
drama.
brought that
He
shit
brought that.
This
Hillary
nigga brought
email
all
stuff.
that drama. He's
Yeah, he
Tekashi
incited
6ix9ine
that.
of politics.
It was Trump.
Like he
That's
literally
the clip.
he brought all of this into the.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. But at the end of the day, she still had these emails or whatever. So it's
But
like,
he brought that up.
Yo,
He brought
but
that
he had it.
onto
She
the
had it
table.
though. Regardless, you know what I mean.
What's his
Either
email
he
look
bought-
like?
It might be fucked up.
Nah.
You might have a couple with
Might
the
be
Russian
grabbed
stuff.
by the box.
Show him.
Nah.
Show us your taxes. Yeah,
exactly.
Show us your taxes.
But hence that's brilliant though. I don't know shit about politics, but I'll beat a politician.
Nah, I just feel like based on what you just said, like, you know, I guess from him, from the apprentice he is and all that extra shit, I feel like he was always about business. He's all about money. And, you know, like Junior just said, him turning people against each other. I feel like maybe that was his presentation. Maybe that was his gimmick.
And by the
You
way,
know what I'm saying?
And
So,
I think part of it also, like, a lot of the majority of America probably didn't want to see a woman president yet or something like that.
big
I
facts.
Yeah, that was part of it.
Yo,
No,
I don't believe that.
Because she
I
won.
don't believe
She
that.
won the popular vote.
She
So
won
I
the
wouldn't say
popular. She won with the
popular vote.
people. She didn't win the
I honestly
electoral
feel-
college.
She won the popular
She
vote.
won
so
with the
I
people,
wouldn't
though.
say that.
Part of me feel there's some people that didn't vote for her just because she was a female.
No, that's
Nah,
true.
nah.
But I'm
Maybe-
just saying
Yeah, somewhat.
that's true.
There's
but
always somebody that
the
do something.
people. If it was up to the people, she would have been in office. He won the electoral college. Now you got to remember, you just said it yourself. Like the electoral college,
No,
is-
but,
it consists of the rich.
This is just my opinion.
You know what I'm saying?
This is just my opinion, but like I kind of somewhat agree with what Hypa said. But it was like people chose Hillary because it was the lesser evil. I felt
Exactly.
Of
that's
course.
how they took it. They took it as well. We not really fucking with her, but we don't really want this other nigga here either. So you know what? We'll just ride with you because we don't want him. That's
They
how I
coulda-
look at it.
Could have been John from up the block, nigga, going against Trump. Some people would have said, "No, I'm taking John."
Yeah.
He only got a high school diploma,
Yeah.
but I'm taking John. Anybody but Trump at
Yeah.
one
I think
point.
Trump
That's how I
would.
look at it.
Trump literally used all of his bridges. He didn't burn bridges, and that's the reason why he won.
No, he
Because-
burned a lot of bridges.
No, what I'm saying is he didn't burn his political bridges because if you think about it, in the states that he won, they had the highest level of electoral.
Okay,
college.
so think about this. This is the same guy who said he think like right before the voting, he think electoral colleges is the dumbest shit ever made. When he won, he thinks, oh, electoral college is very good. It was smart.
yeah,
That's
the same guy who said that.
He
Did
knows
that
about
mad times,
pandering,
though.
bro. Like
But I'm just saying. But that's the
he
same
called
guy
his
who
friends
said
like,
that.
you know, I don't mean that shit. You know what I mean? I got you when I'm in office. Like that's I'm telling you, that's how it is. It's like wrestling, bro. This politics is all
He
wrestling, bro.
That's
backpedaled.
why I don't fuck with that shit like that.
He backpedals all the time. You could have showed him a video like, "Look, you said this right here."
Bro,
No, I didn't say that. My nigga, look,
Bro.
you said it right here.
Bro, I
Come
said
on,
it-
that's a Google computer.
I said
You're
it,
a damn
bro. I said it
Democrat.
like a couple podcasts ago. This nigga lies every day.
Yes, you
Yeah,
did.
he does.
Yes, you
He
did.
does.
Yeah, you remember.
Big time.
He lies about not lying. like he'll say something
Dead
and
ass.
then
Yo,
lie
yeah,
about
the
it
roast is
and
real
then say,
tonight,
"Oh,
boy.
I didn't say that." Like, yes, you what? I don't even know what you just said now. Like this nigga just lies, and then tell the truth about a lie he told. Like it's like so confusing with
But
this.
how real do you guys think it is that he might actually get elected again?
I don't think that's gonna.
It's
happen.
very
It's
real,
not
my nigga.
impossible. Yeah,
I
it's
ain't
very
saying it's
possible.
impossible.
We said-
I'm not saying that, but I don't think this time.
same thing. We said I don't think he ain't gonna beat Hillary. Son, niggas woke up that morning like what?
Depressed.
The fuck?
Yes.
Now we ain't wake up, nigga. He was winning by a landslide the night before.
Nah,
I'm
but
like,
niggas-
Nah,
I went
ain't
to bed like
I ain't even go to sleep, nigga.
not
I watched-
landslide, but
Nah, I
after
stayed up.
after a
I
while,
stayed up to 3
the
o'clock.
lead started to
Yeah, like
to
2,
drift.
3 o'clock,
I'm
like 2 o'clock in the morning.
man,
We was
we
like,
got
yeah,
this.
this.
I was
this-
3
Still
o'clock,
watch
I
out.
was like, oh, it's
Damn, this shit
real.
is really happening.
Yo,
It's
my
facts,
my
nigga.
family
It's
in
facts.
England was like, what the hell is going on in America right now?
Bro, I feel like the only reason why I feel like he's not going to get reelected is because it's a lot of heavy hitter Republicans that don't rock with him. And those are the ones that was
came back
championing.
though, bro. A lot of them
But not the Rubio, not Marco Rubio,
Nah,
not
still.
And then he's under investigation. Like it's a lot of shit that's like not gonna. It ain't gonna cut it.
You don't think it's
gonna be
really-
like
Very
yeah.
possible.
Nah, that too, and I feel
very
like
possible.
he's fucking up these other niggas scams going on too. He's like, yo, he's making
He's
it too
revealing
hot.
too much.
He's making it too hot for these niggas. Like, yo, I'm got my scam on the side, but you out here making people in the office all the time. You making it hot. Just like, you know what I mean? Just like, yo, if there's a hot boy over there and you know you got that work, you gonna go up the block. You gonna be like, I can't fuck with this hot boy. I'm going up the block.
I feel you.
That's how it be.
But
like,
at
that's
the
how
end of
it
the day, I
Just
think the
broke it down to
Republicans will come to the side if he's the only one if he's running, they're gonna have no choice but to say no. We're gonna
But
decide our
does he
differences. and we're gonna
or
back.
it could encourage the other ones that didn't want to run to run.
I don't think a Republican. I don't think any Republican right now that's gonna run against him could be him, son. I think he's still gonna be the lead Republican when it comes. I don't think there's
He has to
no
go through that whole thing
Republican-
again, right? He got to go.
There's no.
Okay.
I don't think there's gonna be any
Bruh.
Republican that's gonna
I don't know.
gonna
man.
be able to beat him.
I
Son.
don't think he's gonna get rid of
Honestly, I can't call it until I know who's the people he's gonna be running against. So I can't call it.
There's going to be Republicans that's going to be scared to even go against him because of the skeletons he might pull out, or you know what I'm saying, just because of the way he moves and whatnot.
Bruh, this nigga's under investigation and he's our president.
Bro,
Like, this
I
is
came
not
to the
normal. This
conclusion
ain't normal.
he's not
Bro,
gonna be
it's not
impeached.
normal
many
that
years we
it's
got
not
left?
normal to have
more.
a
Hopefully
person.
only 2.
Two more.
Two more
hopefully.
what?
Yeah.
It's
How
not.
many years we
How
got
many
left
years
of
we
him?
got left?
It's not normal to have a president who wasn't a politician. So
No,
who wasn't a politician?
Reagan was an actor.
Reagan was an actor. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
About that.
That's when niggas was trying to get Oprah, to be running for.
If Oprah runs, she'll win.
Yo, enough with the celebrities being president. Like this
You want
guy's
a real politician
like
to run.
this guy. He opened barriers,
I
but
mean,
now everybody like
Oh yeah.
The Rock want to be president. Oprah want to be president. Who else is in talk?
Will
Nah,
Smith.
knock it off, bro. Like let the people
well,
who's
Akon.
let the real politicians do what they do.
Yeah.
All right, so let's play like, I don't know. Let's just say whoever the Democratic person gets in or whatever, and when Democrats take back the office, what do you guys think is some of the first key things that you would like to change, whether it be in the community, whether it be United States as a whole? What do you feel like is some of the first things that they need to work on?
Stand your
Yeah.
ground law.
Saying ground law,
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say the gun
you
laws.
need to be
That's just in state. That's
I
in
think-
certain states though.
I
to be
think
removed?
I think it should be
the fact.
That's
though.
you
So how
see,
do you
you-
stop the initial?
Yeah,
You're talking about
You're
after the
talking.
fact,
You're
which-
you're going off an emotional standpoint.
No,
but
it
you gotta
ain't.
yeah, because you
How?
say you're talking about George Zimmerman.
yeah,
And
like if
innocent
if,
kid,
if
I
you
understand.
felt if no, not
What?
even innocent.
What?
If he's walking away and you're following him, and then you get into a fight after because you're following him, and then you pull out a gun and kill him and say he was threatening you, that don't make no sense, bro.
Nah, I agree with that, but I'm just saying like.
I don't care if he was innocent or not. Like he was walking away
Well,
from
once
the problem.
you change
and
the
you
whole
pursued
thing,
him.
once you change the whole thing, like once you change one thing, you change the whole thing. So now, say I'm protecting my family, or whatever like that, and somebody runs into my house or whatever, and I shoot them. Now you putting it to a point where, like you said, there's gonna be certain stipulations. Now, if they could fuck around and lock me up when I was just trying to protect my family.
I hear you on
But
that. The only reason I kind of don't like the whole stand your ground law thing either, it's kind of like a shoot first and ask questions after the fact mentality.
and
son.
then the person is dead, so you can't even get
and
no.
that's unfair to like depending on the situation. That could be fair to the person that got shot. It's like, all right, I felt threatened, pow, and then you go to the cops explaining like, listen, boom, boom, it was a mistake. I'm sorry. Like, that's crazy.
And that brings my question. I'm trying to ask you: how do you create a law to stop that from happening? To me, it either has to be removed or it stays. There's no. How do you create a law, something within the law that for people that have guns and want to stand their ground? What do you put in the law to initially stop all those other instances that you said that something went wrong? Like what do you put
well,
in
you
the
can't
law
possibly. You can't. All right. So if you're pursuing somebody and then say you killed them because you was threatening, you was threatened. that's bullshit. You should go to jail.
But you gotta understand too, is different scenarios for different situations. So once you saying you're changing the whole thing, that means you're changing everything. Like
I
once
got you when
change,
you
know
said
what I mean?
that, but I'm just
once
saying
you
like
change-
an example
Once you pull
of
that
it is
cog out, the whole machine ain't gonna work. So you gotta start from scratch.
Yeah, and with
I
that
feel
being
like
said,
staying
I
your
feel
ground
like
law should only count on your own property, and that's it.
Yeah. So, but you got exactly. Well, I kind of sort of agree and disagree too, because it's like, but say it happened to be okay. We thinking when we think about staying the ground. I'm not saying you said that, but we could say we think about the kid that he was innocent and everything like that.
I'm thinking about the dude that pushed the guy too.
Yeah. No, we think about that too. But what about this? What about if we in a situation, right? And we all know that we all from all of us is from the hood, so we always know it's either predator or prey. So once we in that situation, whatever like that, it's kill to be killed. So now I have my hammer, you got yours. I don't know when the next time you gonna see me, you might pull it out on me and shoot me.
So
So
should
I'm
I
in that
so I should
situation.
shoot him
That
and
ain't-
kill?
that
So
ain't
I
staying
should
your
shoot
ground.
and kill him first, just to make sure, just to solidify.
No, but if you keep
there's no possible chance of him probably retaliating or shooting me first.
but that's reality though, right?
But that still don't make no sense.
Is
What you
there-
mean?
is there anything any such thing as staying your ground law in New York City?
No.
See, so to me, there's no reason to have it.
Facts.
If there's still states that don't have it at all, there's no reason to have it. Why?
But that's
why-
just like saying take away people's guns.
yes. Why not?
No, because that's
Unless
your
Quick
right.
said, unless like Quick said, it's something that you have in your home.
Why would you walk around
so
with
then
it?
why
why would
why
why
not?
not,
It's my right.
have it in New
We're
York?
from New
then?
York,
Why
so
not have it
we're
in
from New York,
then?
and New York doesn't
Why-
have.
why is it
open
not-
You're
carry
right.
nothing.
You're right
Why
to
not have
bear
it in New York?
arms.
Yeah.
You could have a gun, but that don't mean you should be in fucking playland with a ratchet. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just certain things that don't make sense.
Why not have it in New York?
Or be in church
No,
with a
well,
gun.
you can have a gun in New York.
No, we talking about the law.
Well, you talking about the law.
Stay in your ground law.
All right. No, I'm not saying nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying, like I said, if every state is different, that's why every state have their 2 senators, every state have different congressmen and all that type of stuff. It's different. Every state is different. So you can't say like just the way we function, it might not be the other way other places function.
That's what I'm saying. Why?
And believe it or not,
You're-
believe
it's
it
the
and believe it or
same
not,
situation.
my friend was telling me this too. It kind of makes sense. And places like Texas don't have the same crime rate as
so what?
hold on, just listen to what I'm saying. Just listen to what I'm saying. It doesn't have the same crime rate as other places because guess what? These places
it's
that
open
right to
carry.
bear arm. If you know somebody has a gun and you have a gun, you less likely to pull out that gun
That
because
ain't
you
true.
know. Yes, I'm telling
That
you
ain't
this
true.
is true.
The safer place right now is Vermont, and they don't have the right to bear arms.
No, but I'm just saying. I'm just telling you his mentality of thinking. I think he makes sense. If I have a hammer, you got a hammer, right?
That's all
we bump
opinion
into
based.
each other, huh?
It's all opinion based, though.
No, I'm saying I agree, but I'm just saying I'm telling you my opinion. I'm telling you how which I think he's
I
right.
understand your opinion
What?
on the you balance it off the crime rate. That's okay, but the people in Texas and the people in New York, the same people. They're not aliens in Texas.
I'm not, but-
it's the same. So if you know that could never rock out here, because I don't care if you got a hammer and I got a hammer in the hood. If I get it to it first, I'm going off. So
Yeah, but you gonna be cautious. You gonna be cautious of pulling out that thing.
I don't think
What?
so.
Yes,
No,
you would.
You're quicker to pull it out now. Like, oh, he got it. Bah, bah,
No,
bah.
no.
It's
'Cause
not
no.
gonna be-
You won't flash it at me. If you gonna pull it, you gonna pull it. You ain't gonna front, right? If I flash it, then you pulling regardless. But if you know
in
I'm
New York, niggas don't care if you got it or not,
if you know
though.
I'm a shooter and he knows I'm a shooter, bro, he's not gonna go down like it's not gonna go down like that. It's
Nah, I
definitely
think it
not
will.
gonna go
New
down
York,
like that.
I think it will.
Yo, but you
I
just
think it
said
will.
literally just said
What?
if I know you got beef with me and I know I got the hammer and you got the hammer, I'm a pull it out first and I'm
No, I didn't say pull it out. No, that's what Rel said. That's what
no,
Rel
I'm talking
said.
about your
No, what I said is if you're in a situation where it's you and that person say there's like tensions
Static.
already arose or whatever, static, or he came to
Can't
your
hear
house. Oh, say that person like he's in your property or whatever like that, or that whole situation tried to rob you and he got away. You let him get away. Now he know you and he know you know him. What you think that's gonna happen?
That ain't
now
stand your
you threaten,
ground.
huh?
That ain't stand
That's
your
not
ground.
staying your ground. But guess what? Now you got to worry about him because he know you saw him.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Now
but
you
that's
know
just
your
something
life
you
is in
gotta
danger.
worry about. That has nothing
me,
to do with staying your ground.
It's
Though.
too
I'm
many
talking about you
situations
talking
you
about some street shit. I'm talking
No.
about stand your ground really
I'm-
means protecting yourself against danger.
Yeah, harm.
Well, I'm
You know
not.
what I'm
talking
saying?
about. I'm talking about. Well,
yeah, you
we
are
talking
talking
about
about
different
street shit
things.
because the
Well-
stand your ground is if I feel threatened.
Yeah.
That's staying
If
your
I
ground.
wa- if
And
he's
everybody-
walking, if he's
if,
on,
if I got beef with you and you walking by, just
I feel
because
threatened too.
that is
Everybody,
man.
everybody measure
Stay
of,
my ground.
everybody measure of threat could be different. So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's too
Exact-
That's what I'm saying.
hence-
It's too broad of a law.
Hence
to-
why
to
I
even
said
have.
if you take one thing out, you change the whole. You got to change the
That's
whole
why I
thing
said it
over.
needs to be. It's either going to stay in place and people are going to die, or it needs to be removed.
So,
It's
but
too broad.
I'm just but
you can't
then,
leave the.
I think it should be removed because whether it stays in place or not, people gonna still die the same
but
way.
then you keep
The same
somebody
way.
else trying to protect his family. Now you make him helpless.
In his home,
ain't
like
true
Cook said,
because
you can have your
people-
ratchet in your home.
that you know how that's,
But
you know
but
how that's
said
not true.
eliminate the whole thing.
No,
so
but
you can't
look,
stand your ground at your
Places
crib.
in like New York, you protect yourself in New York. You don't always go to jail, bro.
No, it all depends
So
on the
it ain't like we don't need you don't need stand your ground.
No, but
To protect yourself.
No, I'm not saying
Yeah,
that.
what's the
But
other
guess
one
what?
called? That's
You
all.
leaving.
What's the other one called? How New York call it?
Self defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nah, it's not even just that. But now with
But you
self
can have a
defense,
gun in your house
but
in
self
New York.
defense.
Yeah.
Nah,
you
nah,
can.
nah.
Yes, you
Yeah,
can.
you
Your
can.
house
Not a
in New
pistol.
York.
Not
Yeah,
a
you can.
A
pistol.
weapons permit. Yeah, you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
a
pistol,
premises
I think
permit.
it has to be like
A premises. Permit.
Yes, you can.
Oh.
But
Yeah, you can.
what I'm saying is
I'm about to
with
look into
self
that.
Take about
defense,
6 months.
yeah, but with self defense, you leave it in the hands of a judge. You leave it in the hands of a corrupt system. So with this law, you know, like if that person goes down, it just is what it is.
So
You get what I'm saying?
With that law, I'm leaving it in the hands of the person who didn't die, who said, "Oh, it was self-defense." So, I mean, not self-defense.
I'm not saying it's
It was-
not
I was
great.
standing my ground.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So it's like you saying take the whole thing out, but therefore when you do that, you keep somebody who's
Yo,
trying to protect his family
Every
defenseless.
system we talked about today is correct.
It's correct. That's what I'm saying. Hence why I don't fuck
Nah,
with the
that-
system.
Damn
to
if
me,
you
that,
do,
that
damn
one
if
is
you
an
don't.
easy switch. Remove it.
Remove it.
Yeah,
So
remove it.
therefore,
I
somebody.
I agree.
but-
I
Okay.
agree.
So do you think it's fair? Say somebody try to go inside your crib, and you shoot them, and you got to go
Shoot
to
'em
court.
and
and
go
you
to
get
Stand your
locked
ground
up?
don't work like that though.
No,
If you
but no, I'm not talking about standing. Now he's saying take it out.
No,
So
Yeah,
now,
if you take it out, go
Stay
ahead.
your ground. Exactly what he said. Don't
What?
work like that because you're on my premises.
Yeah. So stand your ground is irrelevant at that point.
What?
If you break into my crib and I shoot you, stand your ground has nothing to do with that. You invade. You
You
breaking
what
the
is
law.
What is that,
That's breaking the
yeah,
law.
You
That's
breaking
break-
and
that's
entering. That's
burglary.
robbery. Like that's a whole different
Yeah,
thing.
but still, you still gotta, some certain aspects of it, you still get locked up.
Yeah, you get locked up pending the investigation, but you're not getting
But
locked
it's
up.
still
because-
wrong though, right?
No, it's not.
Yes, it
You
is.
shouldn't have
Yo.
broken into my house.
You should
Exactly.
no, but what
It's
I'm
my
saying
house.
is no. You shot a person. Either the person who gets shot, number one, they take your gun away. They take your gun away and investigate. Okay, that's cool. But they still could lock you up until they know the whole thing. They still could
Yes,
lock you up.
that's
But
fine.
you was protecting your family. How like why you putting me in cuffs?
And you still go to jail too if you were standing your ground.
Yeah.
Some people don't.
So, and some
No,
people.
people get locked up, bro. You might get off, but you're getting
No, but some people don't. Some people just say stay in their ground. They don't get locked up. Some people either you
Nah,
walk.
they locked
no,
Zimmerman ass up. They
No,
locked
I'm
up
telling you, some
everybody
people
that-
you gotta walk. You gotta go to the precinct. You gotta make a report and all that type of stuff. But some people don't get cuffed and go to the precinct. Some do it free. Some people go to the precinct freely.
Yo, what I wanted to mention was back to what you just said when you said if somebody break into your house. I was having a conversation with my barber maybe a couple of weeks ago, and we was talking about that. He even mentioned that if somebody break into your house, the person if the person is in front of you and you shoot them, it's like a crime. But if you catch them by the back, it's not considered like you they can't really lock you up. So he mentioned something. It's
You
even
shoot 'em in the
about
back?
how, like if you face to face and you shoot them, you could get locked up. But if it's you catch them from the back, like they don't see you, like
You sure it's not the opposite?
Yeah.
nah. But that's
I
what-
would think you
that's-
get in more trouble because they don't have a chance to defend themselves.
Nah,
And if you're
well-
shooting them in the
well,
back,
I don't know. I don't know.
If you-
I
no,
mean, give you a
what I
chance to
mean
defend-
is you could be shooting in the back,
No.
and it could be a situation where they were like fleeing or not even trying to do anything.
Nah,
You know?
based on my memory, he said if it's like face to face, because he said that conversation he had was with a cop. So that's why he's telling me.
I ask him laws. I gotta ask him.
You know what I'm saying? So in a sense, it's like, when he told me that, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even know. But according to what he said, if the person turned around, if let's say somebody he's sneaking, try to get something, and you catch him, then you defending your property. But if it's like face to face, you could still get locked up. So I was just trying to point that out, the fact that you brought that up. So I don't know exactly, but that's the conversation he said he had with a
like,
cop.
I brought that up because I'm like, it's a difference between staying your ground and like breaking and entering. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, self-defense. Yeah, but self-defense, you still could get locked up. Like you leave it in the hands of a judge and that officer. to file whoever's
But
or that
stand
prosecutor
your
who,
ground.
point,
Stand your
who
ground
filed
was just
charges
like,
on you.
My point was like, stand your ground
It's pretty
isn't
the same thing.
necessary because it's cities and states that's working without it, and people
Exactly.
are in self-defense situations all the time, and they get in the rightful like outcome, which is all right. He was defending himself.
It's not always.
I don't
like
think
that,
it's a
so.
necessity.
It's the same
No,
thing.
of
It's
course
not.
it
It's
ain't
not
always
always
like
like
that.
that with stand your ground. People get locked up with stand your ground too.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
It's gonna
every
be the same with
situation, different scenarios, different situations. So I don't know. That's why I'm saying like if they different states. I'm not from that state, so I don't know how that works. I can only talk about I guess New York, but I feel like it's to take something
Michigan
off like that
got
is
that
wrong.
stupid shit.
That what?
Stand your ground.
Yeah, I mean, look, if there's some states that could fully function without it, then I don't think it's a necessity. You go, most of these states that really have it is like, you know, these states, Florida, these down south states where they say, oh, I'm going to shoot deers and animals and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's mostly where, you know, most of the states that really push for it. But I mean, I don't know. To me, I'd say remove it.
What would you want a Democratic candidate to? What law would you have them alter or change or whatever? Because I think that was just mine. I don't think y'all got a
I
chance to.
think you did mention the stand your ground.
Yo, is PA stand your ground law? I mean, state.
It's Commonwealth.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
no, it's not
it's a-
Commonwealth.
I
It's
don't know.
they do common law. I think.
I think it is common.
It is
Yeah.
common.
Commonwealth.
Is it? I don't know now. I don't know, but
I don't-
they could lock you up for some stupid shit for mad long.
Yeah, and they don't and they don't have to deal with like.
What?
uh,
I said it.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Somebody was telling me about that shit.
Yeah, you
I
you
think they do. Cause my
lock you for
my
25
father
years for doing
has
some
a
dumb
gun.
shit.
Yeah, and it's like it's okay. Like
Yeah, like lumberjacking. You know, you get like 15 years for that shit in PA.
What the fuck is lumberjack?
cutting down
Cutting
trees.
down trees.
Yeah, you see that? Look at that fuckery. See?
I asked if PA's stand your ground state because I went to PA over the weekend and on my way driving back I had to pee and I seen a Wendy's. I don't know why this automatically came in my head, but it's so crazy,
Stand
bro.
your ass right to jail, nigga.
Not even, bro. Like I had to pee, right? So I'm like, I see no parking spots, but I see a handicap available. But in my mind, I'm like, yo, I'm not in New York. I'm like, you know what? Let me go find a spot because the last thing I want to do is get shot over a handicap spot. And that's what happened to that guy that happened recently. It's crazy. I have to think like that.
That's crazy, son.
Yep.
I don't know if it's open carry, but I know my father lives in PA and he has a gun, so I'm not. I don't know if it's open carry. I would have to ask him, but
I think I did the right thing
Ask
by
your pops
just
if he would just give his gun away.
Yeah, anytime
Yeah,
I
it's
want to
gun
go to
away.
gun range, I have to go to PA. Like
that's why I think it might be an open carry because it's really known for, you know, gun ranges and stuff like that. Like they have, you know, a lot of that.
Yeah,
stuff.
the
not
gun
too
laws.
much.
deers
We was
out
hearing
there
mad
chilling and
shots
shit. I'm
when
like,
we was
fuck?
It's loosely. It's loosey more
Click,
loose
clap.
out there.
Another question, you know, I wanted to get you guys to ask you guys this too. Since, you know, I feel like even when it comes to kids and stuff like that, do you guys feel like now is the time that you should really, you know, be more making your child more aware of voting and giving them that opportunity, you know, to know both sides of the parties and all that kind of stuff?
How old?
he's asking.
I mean, that's
Oh, my child is 10. I don't think she needs, not to say that she needs to hear about this kind of stuff right now, but it's a lot for her to digest and to talk politics to her at this age. I want her to stay a happy kid. So for right now,
But I mean,
talk-
a lot of this stuff that's going on affects kids, man. It's
I'll
affecting
speak to
the
her
ground
about
level.
some detailed, you know, situations or whatever the case may be. I'll put some of these things on the forefront that she should know, but the actual politics and voting, nah, not yet.
Makes sense.
I got a
I mean, knowledge
3-year-old,
is
so I got
power.
some time.
Knowledge is
So what?
power, so.
Now I said I got a 3-year-old, I got some time, but
Oh, yeah, you
got some time, definitely. Most
He's like,
definitely.
yo, Aaron, let me tell you something now. Don't vote Trump.
Nah, I got plenty of time.
Nah, but, yeah, I feel like, you know, you should like, I mean, the younger the better.
I'll
I mean,
I'll
if they could
instill
grasp
as
it,
much. I'll instill as much knowledge as possible.
as much as they
But
could grasp.
I feel like politics and voting and all that. She'll be okay if I don't tell her that at this age.
But don't you
I get
think,
it, but you got like I feel like you gotta let her like be conscious of what's going on in the world. Like she gotta know there's more stuff going on in like other countries in the U.S. and how
does.
foreign policies and stuff like that. I mean, as much as she can grasp, you don't want to like
that's what I'm saying.
overload. And
I'm
shit
not
like
gonna
that,
teach
but-
her about foreign policies at this age, but she knows the basics and
and other
Nah, but I was gonna say,
third
I would-
world countries
I would
and stuff
feel
like that.
I would
and-
feel you know, her school or, you know, that to me I would feel like
Nah,
if anything
Nah, I'm not
I have
leaving.
a
I'm
whole
not
different-
leaving. I'm not
wouldn't you-
leaving the
I'm
school
not
to
even gonna
fully
go on that.
educate
Yeah,
my
no,
child.
I'm just
school
saying.
is a whole different topic.
Facts.
Like if
Facts.
I could go on a whole on about school.
I feel like when I do have a child, it'll be one of those situations where I would educate them on just finding out enough about the candidate, not even about vote this, vote that.
How old?
Just
The
I
age,
think
the age matters.
I would rather it be like around 7th, 8th grade, because that's around the time
Okay.
when I started to understand what politics were.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
It's when they get the age to grasp it. Like not
Yeah.
even, everybody gets a different age to grasp certain things, like understand it,
yeah,
like really understand it.
yeah. But like you could start early by doing
That's-
things
to me,
like
that's wrong.
What?
I feel like once a child can become aware of something, especially when it's so in social media and all these things in social media and all these things that's going on, and once a child becomes aware of something, you should automatically and right away give them knowledge on what
Yeah, but-
they're
Yeah.
consuming.
That's what I said,
So
bro.
for-
That's kind of what I said. That's like as soon as the age that they get the grasp of it. I mean, not every. It's not a certain age. It's the intellect of the child to understand what you're telling that person. Like you said, it's if they could digest the information that you're giving them, because you could give a person a whole bunch of information. That shit could go one way out the other because he don't understand what you're saying or not interested in what you're saying. So as soon as that person get the grasp of what you're saying, that's the time to tell that, like, give that person that information.
But
know
you
what
could
I'm
mold their mind early by doing things like, just little basic things like pay attention to what this person is saying and hold them on it. So like if this person is talking about they are for the people and they
Yeah.
at soup kitchens and doing this and they doing this and they doing that.
It's about the child too. It's if he's interested or have any interest of it. Because you can knock how much times your parents used to say, yo, you know rap lyrics like nothing. You know rap lyrics like nothing, but when it comes to studying your books, you don't know shit.
Yeah,
It depends on the interest of the
I
child.
think what he's saying is like
Of course, you want to impart that information
the
as young as
intellectual, but like
possible.
he has to be able to, once you sit down with him, for him to be able to absorb
Compute
it, and-
everything,
and
exactly.
They
understand,
gotta
because-
want to know
Exactly.
it.
because you
no,
can
I
easily
get
sit him
that.
down like, or else, yeah, you.
Because you can
Okay,
hit
based
CNN
on
right
what
now
you
on a
just
TV.
said.
But what I was saying, I ain't finished.
What?
What I was saying was it wasn't even about politics. I'm just saying in life in general, when you coming across somebody that you're listening to or they're trying to promote something to you, listen to what they're saying. That's
Yeah, no,
it.
That's
And
what I
understand-
heard from what he was saying.
Like
Podcast called Pop,
Pop
or
or
Flizza.
Easy.
We can start on that.
And easy.
We got a lot of stuff that came out this past couple of weeks.
flop.
Tory Lanez.
Everything flop, right?
Tory Lanez, Love Me Now. How we feel about it on the right side?
I thought it was cool, but I just felt like I didn't feel that he was creative compared to the previous joint he had. I feel like most of the songs was kind of like the same melody, the same tempo. Maybe 3 or 4 songs I think was kind of different.
I think that you should have watched the Breakfast Club interview. He explained that because he was like he ain't going in back. He just wanted to really work with a lot of.
Sometimes people say that because they know they shit weak.
That's a true statement
Nah, I
too.
don't think it was. I just think
But
he
I
made
don't
a
think that's-
combination. He just made a compilation. He made this
He,
like
said,
a
he
compilation.
called it a
album.
mixtape too. He didn't like
Okay.
initially. He never said
It is
album.
mixtape vibes.
Yeah, he said I dropped the mixtape because I just wanted to work with. I wanted to show people I want to work with a lot of my artists that he fuck with and whatnot. So
But that confusing me. If you claim it's a mixtape and it's on Apple Music, it's not a mixtape.
no, it's not like
In
that's
my
what-
mind.
Like it's like what when Drake did that.
Call
Whatever.
it a playlist.
No, he called it. He
called it a
he
mixtape
called it
at first.
Exactly.
You talk about views.
No,
Yeah,
not that one.
I feel
He did that with views
Oh,
too.
Tory Lanez,
You're
Love
reading
Me
this.
Now, Pop and Flop, because we all over the place.
That's a flop. For me.
Flop for you?
Oh, Tory Lanez. That's 2 albums in 1 year. As both of them as a pop. I'm a fan. That's it.
Pop.
Flit is up, my Spanish people, Basura.
Nah, it's a
Crazy.
pop. I mean, it's weird too, cause it's like I like every single song, but like I said before, it's like it's weird, cause I like every song. Like I could play with it with no skip, but it's not his best work. But it's weird. But it's pop though.
say that.
Hated it.
Junior is not his best work.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to a lot of music and that wasn't one of them.
Wait, okay, you didn't listen to it?
That's a flop.
Oh, okay.
No.
Throw that with
AKA
logic.
flop.
That's a
Yeah,
pass.
memories don't die better.
Can't flop something you ain't listening to.
Yeah, that's a pass.
You didn't? I thought you listened to that. You
I
didn't
ain't
listen
listen to
Oh.
that.
Yeah,
Put it in
you ain't gotta.
category with
You ain't
logic.
gotta rush. Take off.
Got jokes.
Take off. The Last Rocket. How you feel about it on the right
to give him
side?
the logic treatment.
From what I heard so far, I pretty like it. I pretty much like it. I'm gonna give it a pop.
Didn't get to it.
Wait,
Word.
what y'all talking about?
Take
Oh,
off.
take off.
Take off.
Niggas cracking jokes. Don't listen.
Yo, shut up, man.
I listened to the first half. Well, I mean, I listened to the whole thing. I like the first half mostly, like a little bit of the end. So I'll pop it.
You gonna pop it?
Pause.
Yo, you said that again. You gonna pop it? Go ahead, Rello.
Take off, John. I don't know if it's a pop or a flop for me. I'm somewhere in between, no homo. But I just couldn't. I couldn't. What happened?
No,
Niggas be having to
I
pause
couldn't get
themselves
I couldn't get
ASAP.
past that. I'm somewhere in between.
So yeah, I don't know. To me,
Yeah, it's wishy-washy
I don't
with
know.
you, huh?
C'est comme ça.
Facts. It just. I don't know. I don't have one for it. I listen to the project though. I just don't have a.
Got you.
I ain't listen to that shit.
Heard you.
I say that's a pop.
All right, Swiss Beats
Oh,
project.
Might as
Poison.
well
How
start
you
this
feel about
side.
it on the right side?
I'm not interested, bro.
Wow.
Did you listen to it?
Sheesh.
All right.
Tangent, he's fucked it up
me.
Did you listen?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't listen to everything.
Oh, okay.
Out of 10 songs, I listened to like 7 or 8.
So how you feel about?
you heard everything.
How you
That's
feel
the
about that?
majority, so I can speak on it since I
yeah.
did the majority. It's gonna be a I don't see myself going back to it, son. So it's a flop.
I haven't listened to it yet.
Me, I listened to it. Love the project. For me, it's a pop.
Wow.
Yo,
It was
this
cool.
week we been having some off and on.
Yeah.
That shit is trash. That shit is a pop.
Nah,
Like
it
this, huh?
is cool. Like I'm right in the middle.
No, just go. Bro,
That
Right in the middle of that thing. Right in the middle of that thing.
bro,
I
I'm
said it
very
too.
upset, man.
all I
I ain't gonna hold you.
Why? 'Cause he going in the middle.
That shit was trash to me. Like
this guy.
Yeah.
I did not like that project at all.
We
At
know.
all.
Big
At
flop?
all. Like, yeah. What? I didn't like it at all. I think I like only 2 songs, and it was the one with I think was it Kendrick and Styles. No,
Yeah, it's Kendrick,
Jada.
Styles, and Jada.
Styles and
Jada.
that and
I don't
the
even know
Jim
why
Jones.
it's Kendrick. 'Cause
They be sleeping on the Jim Jones joint.
I
That
don't
shit
like
is
that shit.
fire.
That shit is trash to me.
Shit is firework.
yeah,
Not
Jim
trash.
Jones.
It's not-
Jim Jones
I don't
got a
like it.
wave too. I like the project. Jeremiah Ty Dollar Signs Mita.
My time.
Mata, whatever the hell it is.
Said I thought it was
This
Mikey.
nigga come back from what you call? He not pronounce all that shit.
Yeehaw.
No.
My time.
Arigaton.
Nigga became a tiger dad.
Go ahead, Hypa. How you feel about that project?
I ain't get to it.
Sheesh, Hypa slipping. What did you get to this weekend?
Gigs. If you got to them gigs.
Honestly, I've been bumping.
You got that Robbie Rich? You got to that?
You went back to memories.
I got the Roddy Rich.
Okay.
It's actually pretty cool, and I've been bumping.
Giving niggas their own pop and flock segment with all
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of
my bad.
No, real talk. No.
That's what was going on.
I'm gonna be real with you. I was listening to Nipsey Hussle album.
Oh, okay.
I went back
You've
to
been listening to that since like 2 weeks. You said that last podcast.
Yes, and I went back to it again.
You late registration.
No. I'm saying I like it that much.
Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead. Daniel.
I listened to it one time. I'm good.
Which one?
You
Which
good?
one we talking about?
Tory Lane. No, not Tory.
Jeremiah Ty
Jeremiah.
Dollar Sign.
Jeremiah.
Nigga gave a double whack for
Nah.
Jeremiah Ty Dollar
Jeremiah.
Sign.
double trash.
That nigga had to say it
Me
twice.
time.
I'm good.
My time, you bum ass nigga.
And I'm mad. I'm mad. I don't like it because I like both of them.
It's all right. I don't even know what to give it, truthfully. So I'll just no comment it.
Hated it. Flop.
Yeah, it was
Floppish.
corny, son. I don't know why, man.
Floppish.
I'm mad, though. I'm
Floppish.
mad at
That's-
that.
I didn't
Yeah,
like
and
it at
and
all.
it has some like the beginning. What's his name did a lot of the beats.
Hitmaker.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the beginning, it had
the
a lot.
The beats is alright.
It had a lot of like the old school sample. I'm like, they about to body this, and then it just goes into like.
So it was so watery, just like I don't know, just
Yeah, I was
no
I
effort.
was
Nothing,
disappointed.
son.
It was just like I
I'm
don't
like,
know.
yo, I'm so disappointed. Like every individual song that Jeremiah have, I like. Ty Dolla $ign, the same thing. I guess just because two niggas is nice, that don't mean they should do a joint project,
Yeah,
bro.
Maybe that is what it is. Chemistry was off. How you felt
I
about
was
it?
disappointed.
Yeah,
I like 2 or 3
they
joints,
dropped the
but
ball, son. Big
with
time.
those 2 collabs, like they usually make good songs together.
Yo, why is East crying, son?
Yeah, help me. Thank
So
you.
much trash.
This nigga's really crying.
There's so much
This nigga got tears.
Nah, my eyes is
can't
burning,
Take,
son.
you can't take the trash. no
Oh
more,
my
son.
god! But yeah, I ain't listening to that either.
All right. The Roddy Ricch drone. Feed the Streets too. How you feel about it?
That I got to. I pretty much like it, and I feel like something about his flow, man. I just feel like for some reason I think his flow stand out. You know, like the way he actually rap it on the beats or whatever. Yeah, I definitely like his. I like his style. I like Roddy Ricch style. So, but the project
edit that out, man.
The project is good money. I fucks with it.
Didn't get to it. Never will.
I got to it. I only. That shit is trash.
Oh, you thought it was trash?
It's trash.
Wow.
I listened to it. I don't know. I gotta start. I'm gonna listen to it again because everything I listened to, it literally came out the day I got on the plane. No, it came out while I was in China.
But you know what I was thinking.
You had
too?
the most time to listen to
Yeah,
everything.
no,
too.
but that's the thing.
crazy part.
That's the thing. I'm listening. Like I said, I listened to Tory Lane shit twice on the plane, and I ain't like it. But when I got back home and played it in the car, I was like, this is actually fire. So me listening to all these what you call albums, all these albums
you can't
on
have
the
a quick trigger.
Yeah, I'm listening to everything on the plane, and I'm like, cool. Nah, I don't really like this. So Roddy Ricch shit, I really don't like. I'm gonna listen to it again. His flow is okay only on some songs. Only
I
on
can see
some
why you
songs.
say that.
But on other songs,
I like his style.
That sounds forced, and I'm just like, I don't know. He's a Cali dude, but it sounds like he's trying to sound like
a New
Yorker slash
bro
Southerner type of thing.
I see exactly
But it's all
what
right.
you mean.
No, it's flop. I'm sorry.
I was like,
Somebody actually was telling me about the album, hyping it up, and then now you just says flop. So, but I didn't get to it yet, so
get to it.
I don't.
Get-
I don't.
I'm gonna listen to it again in the car because the way Tory Lanez turned me back into a fan, I was like, all right, cool.
Go ahead.
Me, did the Feed the Streets 2? I was kind of disappointed. The first one I really
that
liked.
was good. I actually liked the first one.
The first one was really good to me. I feel like the second one, and I feel like
Sophomore project.
Yeah, and so funny. I kind of feel like they felt the same way because they put Die Young on the second one too. How could the hit record be on two of them?
Albums, yeah.
And I was like,
I don't remember Die Young being on the
it's
first
on
one.
the first one.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I
Oh,
felt
that
like,
means he didn't have a good follow up then.
yeah, not even just
I
the
think
follow up.
maybe because the song was
I
a
think
late
it was
bloomer.
rushed.
The song
Yeah,
was a late
it
bloomer.
was late bloomer too, but I feel like the second
But
one was just rushed because
I feel
they
like
want to put him out now. It's official.
I feel like the song had two times. Like it was good it got hot when we first started listening to it. It was hot.
Yeah.
And then it died down a little bit, and then it got
but
more
now
momentum.
it's now it's where it
the
needs to be,
mixtape. The mixtape was the first one. The mixtape, the Future Streets. When it got hot, the mixtape was already out like a couple months ago.
I listened to that.
Yeah, and then
That-
the
it
single
made
got
me
hot out of nowhere.
Yeah. Now it's where it needs to
I
be.
guess their single got hotter
Exactly.
after.
So now they use it, especially now they use all them type of shits for streams and shit like that. So they usually double up. I guess that's the part of the game. I guess, but like I felt like I was
Yeah,
disappointed.
that's the whack part about it. Your album
with the streams and
your
all that
album
shit.
come out. Depending how long your single's been streamed, it counts towards your album.
Yeah,
so to
so-
make your album look like it was more
it's a
fire than
political
what the hell
type
it was.
shit, like industry shit. So
it's a
Ease.
popularity contest.
Yeah.
I listened to it. I liked it.
Oh, you liked it?
Yeah.
I thought you was on a flop
Yo,
spree.
I wanted to mention that like I think I had typed it in the chat when I was talking to Dane-Ja. Don't you feel sometimes because there's so many projects that's out, like Junior just said, sometimes we quick to pull the trigger. Like sometimes I'm like, you know what, I want to be able to fully listen through these albums.
like that's something that's like to me that's well known.
I think that
you can't really
like,
judge an
there's so
album
many
on just off first listen. Like
Yeah. You
something
can't
you could
fully digest it.
Yeah, it's
Right,
not
right.
digestible. You got to really keep going back to it and see if you like. I'm not
But
gonna lie,
sometimes
Nipsey
it's-
Hussle album.
I don't.
It didn't catch me
Some-
the first go round.
Yo,
I don't believe that, yo. I really don't believe that.
You know,
I
sometimes
feel like
it's hard for me to-
I feel like
sometimes it's hard for me to listen again.
like you could program yourself to like a song by listening more and more and more and more and more.
Bro,
because it's a bunch of songs that I hated.
if there's
And I keep
20
hearing
tracks on an
and
album,
keep hearing it, and then I like it.
No, but that's
Yo,
what that's
you
what I
can
said.
be
You know what I'm
brainwashed for
saying?
liking something.
That's what I
agree
said.
with
That's
that, but-
you talking
So
about
like,
you
but,
could be
but I'm
brainwashed.
just saying you could brainwash yourself and be like, oh, it ain't that bad, but not because it's good, but because you just got used to the melodies of the album.
No, but
No,
you
I
gotta
don't
remember
or
too.
the melodies of
But you gotta
the
remember
song.
too. Music is it taps an emotion out of you. So maybe it could have been that one day you probably
That's a
it-
great
it's
point.
And then another thing with give your example. You was on a 12-hour flight. You could have been Aggie listening to Tory
And
Lanez.
I was falling
You know
in and
what I
out
mean?
of sleep.
Yeah,
so
he
it's
could have
like-
been Aggie, so he probably would have been paying attention. It took him twice. He listened to it twice on the plane. Maybe he wasn't tapped in at that time, but when he listened to his car, he was paying attention. He realized, oh shit, I actually do like this
That's
shit.
a great point
You know what I
because
mean?
in some instances you going through something in your life and the song specifically will hit just because whatever you're going through at that time is exactly what feels like what the person is talking about in the song. So
Music taps into your emotions.
But some music, if it's good, it don't
Well,
matter
not
what
emotions, feelings.
Like it don't really matter if it's good. If it's a good song, it don't matter how you're feeling.
Nah, you can't say
You
that.
know-
You can't say that.
You
I'll
know
tell
why?
you why you can't say
You know
that.
what? You know specific reason why I could initially say that. He likes his Dane-Ja likes a specific song on Tory Lanez tape, the Ferris wheel John, and I hated it. And the one I like, he said he hated it. So it's just like we like two different songs, and it could be good to both songs could be good to you, but we can hate it. Like it's a preference. It's subjective. That's what it is.
And
All I'm saying is like good music is agreed upon.
No,
You know
not
what I'm
all
saying?
good.
Not always,
good music
bro.
is not agreed
Nah,
upon.
I know what y'all saying. Y'all have your opinions, but I'm saying if it's a surefire hit, it's not gonna be a song where it's like you shaking your head already, bro. I ain't even finished
I
explaining.
didn't even say.
No, you just was like,
I'm thinking. My head was on a whole different place. Sheesh. God damn it.
nah. I'm just saying, like, all right, like take somebody like it's not fair to bring him up, but like an MJ, Michael Jackson, his music was just good. It wasn't like you know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's wrap this up.
All I'm saying is,
That's a whole
all I'm saying is, like usually with stuff like that, all about the Benjamins, all about the Benjamins was a hot record, but it had to be worked. So every record has to be worked. You know what I
This
mean?
nigga
So,
Red was like, right into the mic. These niggas is taking bad long.
yeah.
You are terrible at whispering.
All right, next time. Go ahead.
He wasn't whispering. He did it on purpose.
I did whisper. I was like, listen.
But he whispered into the mic.
Into the mic. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
these
I want
niggas
to
is
ask you all
crazy.
night. Are you cold, bro?
Yeah, I am.
Is you a wild bundle there? You
cold for real?
Deep cold.
I just have it
By the window.
opportunity to ask.
I mean, it's a little breeze.
All right, let's get into this OSP playlist, man.
Yeah.
What you got on there, Hype?
Oh shit! What did I choose?
this week playlist, my first pick was Lou Got Cash. He got this track called what's the name of the shit? Think of You. It's actually off his latest project. I like that track, and the next track is off Takeoff album. It's called She Gon' Wink. I think that might actually be probably the next song he should probably put out right now off the album.
I heard it on the radio a couple times.
Just sound mad low just now.
My two songs is Tory Lanez. Had a lot of Tory Lanez talk today. Tory Lanez featuring Trippie Redd. It's called Ferris Wheel. Fire, check that out. And I've been on my, feel good vibes. The two-step, here and there, blah, 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 blah. Anderson .Paak featuring Kendrick Lamar. It is called Tints, and I can't wait to put tints in my car. That's it. I had to throw that in there. Can't wait to put them shit.
You feel the Tory Lanez shit had a lot of girly tracks on there?
No, it had no girly tracks.
I
think the
felt
one-
like- it felt
I
like
think
heard
the one I
mad
got-
girly tracks. On
The
there.
one-
He probably
Tempo.
sounded girly.
No, like he was talking about like female shit.
I mean, he had a couple Johns that he talking about girls, but overall, bro, like, the album bumps, huh? Definitely bump.
All right, my bad.
Yeah, mine, my Darren, my playlist is
Back to me.
Moneybag Yo, Say Nah featuring J. Cole. And the second one is Tory Lanez, Swing featuring Trey Songz and P&B Rock.
He must be doing something right. A lot of Tory Lanez talk.
Yeah, y'all just heard it. That's why.
My joints is off the Swiss Beats project, Cold Blooded, featuring Pusha T, which is fire to me, and Something Dirty. That's a joint with Styles P, Jada, And I'm not gonna say the third person because he doesn't even do anything on the song. Yeah, go ahead.
Kung Fu Kenny.
Mine's is my first pick was Neek Bucks, Corner Gospel,
Fire.
Corner Gospel 3, and the second one.
Or he got 1 and 2.
He got 1 and 2. Well, all of them are fire. The second one is K Camp from his new joint, Rare Sound, and it's what song is it? What's the name of that song?
I think it's called Talk Closer to the Mic.
Fuck off. Nah, it's called shit. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, that's why we got it in front of us.
Y'all can't look at his options and just tell him.
Hold on, I'm about to.
Yeah,
see right
He's already in his phone.
Easy.
I ain't impressed. There you
go.
The whole album, the whole mixtape.
Ease
is
what
good.
you got.
All right.
We
Of
prep.
course, my first one was Take Off Martian. That was my favorite track on the album. And a throwback from Chris Brown off of Graffiti called Falling Down.
Nice.
That song is fire.
Yeah,
Lit,
facts.
lit.
Yeah, it is. Ali, you got any shout outs or anything we need to put the people on to before we get out of here?
Danger, you at your home this weekend?
Yeah, he's back home.
Yeah, back home, back in the crib.
Okay.
But
Yes, sir.
I'm everywhere, somewhere, all the time. Just follow me
Ali,
on
everywhere. You never
IG, Mr. Danger, MRDANEJA. I'm gonna let you know where I'm gonna be
Yeah,
at.
follow the whole Ali Similar
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Follow
OSP playlist is on
Facebook.
Spotify.
everything.
Yeah, make sure you guys listen to that, man. Work out to the.
Shout out to everybody that vote today.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to everybody that vote.
I did.
Ali
shout
Similar
to y'all.
Podcast, episode number 28, and we out of here.
Facts. Yes, sir.
The Oddly Similar Podcast.